understand. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you.
Okay. Well, I'm Chad.
I'm Leigh.
And we don't know what we're talking about. We sort of got put up to this recently after seeing Aidan Kanini out of New South Wales talking about this year, 2019, Australia's Strongest Man and who he thinks is going to be the winner. He seems to think it was Eddie Williams, wasn't it? And then as soon as he posted it, they managed to find out that Eddie's not competing right now. So thank you, Eddie, for updating us all there. So on the back of that, we were tasked to do a talk on Australia's Strongest Woman this year, figure out point out who we think is going to be at the top of the podium at the end of the day. November 2nd and 3rd this year down in Melbourne. The event's hosted by the Arnold Strongman Australia crew and Aaron Scarborough and Standish Mason Danat. And events, they've got 6 events this year. I think we were in 6 events last year too.
No, 8 events last year.
8 events last year. Oh, that's
4
right.
each day.
4 each day. You'd know because you're currently Australia's 9th strongest man, right?
Technically, yeah.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
For those watching at home, Leigh competed in Australia's Strongest Man last year as Australia's first under 90 open competitor.
Very skinny one.
It's a very skinny one, but the best man bun on the weekend. For Australia's Strongest Woman this year, there was a huge list. Best we can tell who's competing. We've got from Northern New South Wales, Sarah Amory. Out of Victoria, we've got Beth Dodds. We think out of Tasmania, Alison Dan. Local girl Lucia Del Noce and current Australia's Strongest Woman. Out of Tasmania, Camilla Fogagnolo, I probably said that wrong. Also out of Tasmania, Lydia Handke, and Brisbane girl Nicole Jenrich. Also Gold Coast based Rachel Smith, and out of I think it's New South Wales, Emily Lampkin, who we saw at the Static Monsters World Championships this year, come second. So Leigh, first up we've got the grip gauntlet. What do you know about that?
With Mason Post, everyone does the same dumbbells. So it's a set of 8.
7 or 9 dumbbells?
Yeah.
Grip gauntlet's actually part of a major show down in Victoria on the first day. Then and they do that on that first night, on the Friday night, and then the second day then they go through the next 5 events. And it's a series of dumbbells the athletes will be lifting one after the other as they work their way up in weights. So grip wise, because it's just going to be whoever has the biggest hands, we think, I would probably have to be putting it in somewhere like Nicole Jenrich and Rachel Smith at this point in time. Rachel I've seen being very good on farmers walk in the past, and Nicole I think is probably the tallest woman in the field.
I think so.
Emily Lampkin from memory is quite tall as well. Alison, very good grip in the past. Hard to pick that one. The grip is such a unique one to train and a unique one to pick who might actually win it unless you train it specifically. For me right now I'd probably be picking Nicole Jenrich is on the top there.
Yeah, I think it'd be between Nicole and Lydia. I've seen Lydia do double overhand axle a lot.
Cool, there we go. Now max axle. So this is a rising weight axle. I believe they're going to have set attempts. So like the log last year for you guys. So you won't get to choose the weight. They'll be given weights based on starting from.
I think it starts at 70
kilo for the women. Straight out, I'd have to pick Lucia as a favourite here. We've seen her in training lifts. I think she's hit 105 already.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And I'm sure I've seen a training video of Nicole Jenrich hitting 95 kilos. Rachel Smith out of the rack, I'm sure she hit 100 for a double or a triple recently as well. So as long as Rachel's cleans on par, she's going to be pushing Lucia for the money on this one.
Plus it's a fixed axle.
Axle.
So I've seen a few people train on bumpers.
Oh, that's right, yeah, because Standish makes some pretty epic wheels and axle setups, as I know from the Statics World Championships. I'd put Lucia on top, and then close second and third between Nicole and Rachel. But realistically, if they both have a good day, they'll push Lucia right to the end and see. We could even have a tie at the end there. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's 5 kilo jumps.
5 kilos?
Yeah. So I think they can jump in and out.
I'll jump in. That's not common. A good way to have it.
Yeah, so 60 seconds, 2 legitimate attempts.
The controversial part of it, belt cleans. What's the official ruling? I know you've got the rules in front of you there. What's their official ruling on how they're going to handle belts and belt cleans in this one?
Okay, so the axle may come into contact with the belt, but it cannot be cleaned to the shoulder from the belt.
So they can put it to the belt and pop it up further up the torso before they get to the shoulder. Then it's a lever lift.
Yep.
If it goes from the belt to the shoulder, then it's a no lift.
Yep.
Or rest on the belt for too long, no lift.
Yep. Last year was the same thing.
Yeah, there was a bit of fun in the stands after that one. The poor Mason having to deal with a couple of complaints about certain calls on the axle there. I've no doubt it'll be a bit easier this year. It's well written in the rules. The athletes will definitely read it because athletes are really good at reading rule sheets.
Well, it was well written in the rules last year.
Yeah.
But,
Are you saying athletes didn't read the rules? Is that what you're trying to point out?
I think everybody sees someone do a lift in a different way.
Okay. So it's
Like you've got
objective.
clothing here, you've got a belt here, the bar sits here. I think some people think it's on the belt, some people think it's not.
So it's objective.
And if you have a black shirt,
Makes it even
black
harder.
shirt, black bar, black belt. I think there's a promoter that just allows belt cleans.
Yeah,
So
he must be a good bloke. He must be a good bloke. Belt cleans. If we've got the running order correct, the next event will be the rising axle deadlift for reps at a bar height of 9 inches.
150, 160, 170, and then it's 180 for reps.
The biggest deadlift I've seen this year, but from a much higher height, is by Lydia Hankey, who hit 280 kilos on the axle at statics.
Yep.
And Camilla hit 265. Lucia hit 245.
Yep.
Now, from the floor, I haven't been watching too much of the training. Have you seen what their girls are up to?
I've seen Lydia do some reps with 180. I've seen Lucia do reps like well over 180.
Cool.
Just in working sets.
Yep. She's at 190 or 200 now on a single or double. Cool. Good.
Maybe more.
Yeah. I'd imagine Kim would go. Okay, so there's secret squirrel stuff going on here. Well, Emily Lampkin, I think, pulled 240 axle on the axle at statics. So
The big thing will be figure 6 straps only, no figure 8s.
of course, that's right. Arnold's rules. 150, 160, 170.
Yep.
And then reps at 180.
Yep.
So 150. So you've got 4 reps just to even get to your top weight, and then you're going reps after that. So I guess after 5 or 6 reps, you really are going to be adjusting those axle straps.
Yeah, so you've got grip event, then max, pull an axle up to your shoulders,
Yeah.
also very grippy.
Yep.
Then axle deadlift with figure 6s, which relies on a lot of grip
Yeah.
just to hold the straps in
Good
place.
point. A lot of hand strength required.
Well, I think a few women are going to be able to do reps with 180, so I think it's just going to come down to who's the fittest.
Yeah, true. So
who's going to keep pushing, who's going to keep grinding.
Yep. So we're going to see a lot of them repping out the top weight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there'll be a few that'll be getting 2s, 3s, 4s, but
Okay.
if I was to make a pick, I think Lucia will push that, especially having overheads beforehand.
Yep.
Means you get to go later on down the pack
Yes, true.
as well. So you know,
Yeah, she's already won the previous event, so she gets to see how many reps she has to do.
yeah, you watch somebody do 5 reps, you go out and do 6.
Yep. For me, I probably agree with you based on seeing Lucia train in the gym. Probably I'd put her at the top, but it's hard to pick. I know, well, as I mentioned before, I know 7 or 9 of these women can hit the weight. The other 2 probably can as well. It's just a matter of, like they said, how many are going to hit the reps. This one I think is really going to mix up the what do you say? Put the cat amongst the pigeons. The loading medley. Now, I think we've got, is it a sandbag?
Yeah, so we've got 4 implements. So there's a tractor tire, sandbag, a piece of timber of some sort, like a timber log.
Yep.
I'm guessing like a keg shape type thing.
Oh, yeah.
And Atlas stone.
Atlas stone.
So I think they'll be set up at different distances, whichever one's further back, whichever one's forward, and it's all loaded to a platform.
Yep.
Either to a platform or it'll be over a bar.
I think then we're going to look at probably a lot of experience here because you've got 4 different implements, all different shapes and sizes and different weights. You're going to probably look at people who have done a lot of carries and a lot of work like that. Sarah with a CrossFit background, Alison with a lot of experience in the sport. I think Alison's done like more than 10 events in this country and she's never finished less than 2nd. So she'll know what she's doing on it. Lucia, Camilla, incredibly fit. So I'd be putting them up high on these events too.
I'd pick the lighter weight women.
Oh, so you're looking at Camilla, Lucia, and Sarah? Yes?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't know, I've been doing medleys lately,
Yeah.
and they're gassy. Yeah, I think two implements in, I think people start to slow down. I think the lighter girls are going to grab it and keep going.
You reckon they're all going to finish it? Some going to finish it?
Some will definitely finish it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to get stuck unless the tyre is something ridiculously awkward that takes up all the time.
Yep.
But sandbag, everything like that, that's pretty standard.
Okay.
It's the only event where you can't replicate it in training.
Good
so
point.
yeah, it'll come down to experience, who can sort of adapt to it on the day, figure it out and whatnot.
The standard submit wooden logs. Masons building brand new special wooden logs for the women and the men for this event. If you've been following them on social media, they look amazing. The minimum weight? 80 kilos for
80
reps?
kilos for reps.
Okay, good.
It's quite long. Looking at the pictures anyway, it looks much longer than a normal log.
Well, that's going to make things change pretty quickly. We know there's quite a few split jerkers in this field, and as you get the log longer, it certainly slows down. Hampers those that are jerkers when they press.
Makes sense, you throw one leg forward like this, it's wider that way. It's like walking a tightrope.
You're a bit of a jerker.
Not a good one.
Not a good one?
Yeah, 80 kilos for reps, 60 seconds, standard event.
Yeah. Again, based on previous history with log pressing, there's no one really even close to the cheer in the country right now. She hit 105 in training a couple of times now. I pick it to be hard to beat, but below that, I know that there's Emily, Rachel, Nicole, Camilla, Alison, and Sarah, all good for an 80 kilo log.
Yep.
I'm not sure on Beth, and I'm not sure on Lydia. What do you reckon is going to be the winning number? 8?
A lot. Yeah. Alright, I think that event's probably the easiest one to bet on.
Yep.
I think it's pretty straightforward. I don't think anyone's going to come close to the show.
Yeah, I think you got that picked. Now moving on to the final event, the stone for max weight. Now the athletes have to lift to a height of 1.2 metres. Do you know if they got a minimum stone they start at?
Yeah, 100 kilos.
100 kilos, and does it say what their jumps are? Is it 10?
It doesn't say, but it will be 10. I can't imagine it would be 5.
Yeah. So we're expecting 10 kilo stone jumps.
Mason could make 5 kilo
Yeah,
stone jumps.
after starting 100 kilo stone, every single one of those women will blitz the 100 kilo stone, no worries. I reckon they'll pretty much all hit 110, and I pretty much think they'll all hit the 120. After that, that's when we jump up in size in stone. And as you probably all know, if you're following the sport, as the stones get bigger, they get significantly harder to lift. She hit 130 last year at Australia's Strongest Woman, right? At the final stone.
Yeah, that was the final.
Now she hit 140 as a record-breaking lift earlier this year at the Arnold's, but that wasn't under competition conditions. She was the only one there doing it.
Yeah.
So right now she's got the lead in that. But Camilla's hit 140 in training, which was nothing short of amazing when I saw it last week. Nicole, I think, is up somewhere around that as well. And Alison, I know, has hit 120 comfortably. Favourite, I'd probably be picking the cheer again. After 6 events, 5 events in one day here on the second day, I'd be putting the cheer at the top of this stone event. But based on what Camilla just did recently, she's going to be right on her heels. Now, where I see the big issue is the size of the 150 stone.
Yeah, that's the next step up.
Yeah.
That's 10 kilos heavier and however many inches bigger.
We know that Camilla and the cheer are good for a 140 stone under the right conditions, and theoretically not having 5 events behind them before that and previous reps on the stone before that as well as they move up to this stone. So the 150 I reckon is going to be the one they stick. If I was to call it right now, I don't think either of them will hit it. But the 140 I reckon we're going to have a tie for first place. What do you think?
Yeah, that 150 stone's hard.
Well, you'd know, you've done it a couple of years ago. How hard was it when you went up from your previous stone weights?
Yeah, it took me forever to get from 130 to 150.
Yeah,
but that's all we had.
Exactly, yeah.
And even going from 170 to 190
Yeah.
is the same thing, it goes up in size.
Yeah.
It's hard. I'd probably weigh out. Camilla did it fresh recently. Lucia did it on the back of the Arnold's comp.
Yep.
On the back of stones.
Yeah, true.
As well, like a stone series. So I'd have to pick Lucia. Just looking at those two.
Yep.
That was also on March as well.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it's hard. Camilla lapped it quite easy, but I know if I placed a 160 stone in Lucia's lap, she'd put it over a bar.
What about the size? It's hard to get to the lap.
Yeah.
You think she can clean the stone?
Yeah.
Just if it's only the issue's getting to the...
Yeah, I think just because of the size of the 150, getting it to the lap is the issue.
Okay.
Whereas, yeah, looking at Camilla's lift, she lapped it quite well, and then the extension was the hard part.
Yep.
Like you said, maybe no one gets it.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. It's just a really good point.
Maybe everyone ties on 140 and
Yeah,
that completely screws the points.
Yeah, that's gonna make it really hard. So
Makes it a nil event, really. Then.
that's 6 events for Australia's Strongest Woman. Top 3. Yeah, top 3. Okay, who do I reckon? I reckon it's going to be... I think I'm going to have to pick Lucia for number 1 again, based on previous experience and number of events where she's top at. Second and third, I think we're going to see is going to be between Rachel, Alison, Nicole, and Camilla. I think they're going to be the next 4 based on what I can pick, but I really don't know in what order.
That's not top 3.
I know that's a top 5.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to pick.
Me?
Top 3.
Top 3. Yeah, I back Lucia to win.
Yep. Now pick your second 2. Now you've thrown it at me and said I can't pick it. Who's second and third for you?
Second, I'd probably pick Nicole.
Yep.
Third's hard.
Yeah, I agree. I think you probably pick well with Nicole there in second. She's going to push Lucia away based on her performance at Arnold's this year.
Yeah.
She was phenomenal.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Camilla, Rachel.
Yeah,
probably the next 2.
Next 2, yeah.
So, I got a top 4.
It's really impressive because the depth of talent in the women this year is really good.
Yeah,
it's the best we've seen. It's the biggest field we've seen. Last year they had 7 women. This year we're up to 9, and they're all capable. They're all going to lift these huge weights. An 80 kilo log a couple of years ago for women was unheard of. Like, it was the record for a while. Yeah, just about all the weight classes. I think Kia was the only woman hitting that sort of weight for a couple of years there.
Yeah.
And now we've just caught up. So the strength levels have gone. The biggest stone loaded was I think Alana a couple of years back. She hit the 130, and then Lucia hit it this year, and now we're going to probably see a couple of women hit that 130 kilo stone.
Yeah.
And the deadlift, we're going to probably see a couple of women hitting 180 for 4 to 5 reps, which puts them well over the 200 kilo deadlift range after they've done 150, 160, 170. So the strength levels have come along immensely. So for me, it's really exciting because the depth of talent's really, really good. And it's going to be a great event to watch, and I'll definitely be following on the online live stream. Okay, well that's us. That's Australia's Strongest Woman for 2019. What we think. We'll see how far wrong we are in about 2 weeks' time. And I'm Chad.
I'm Leigh.
And we don't know what we're talking about. Cheers.